What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. Today, we're going to talk about the NBA Conference Finals predictions for Game 7 between the Spurs and the Thunder. But before we do that, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, comment, tell anyone about the show. I'm trying to get the ratings up a little bit, just a little bit. And if you wonder where you've heard this, that's because you've been listening with me Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I greatly appreciate you. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this game because I love Game 7s, ladies and gentlemen. I love myself a good old-fashioned Game 7. And I told y'all this series is going to be the most entertaining series of the entire, wait for it, playoffs. And it has been just that. We've gotten back and forth, right? Spurs win Game 1. OKC wins Game 2 and 3. Spurs win Game 4. Then OKC wins 5. Spurs win Game 6. But the first one was pretty spectacular because, you know De'Aaron Fox. You're expecting the Thunder at home, right, to win. Shea just gets crowned the MVP again, right? This was a good game. And that one went double overtime where Wemby drops, 41 points, 24 rebounds. It was pretty spectacular. And it showcased, hey, this is what he is capable of doing. Next couple games, all right, he might not have the best game in comparison. But ladies and gentlemen, don't get it twisted, though. The man sits up there and still performs. But also, we got to give credit to people like SGA, because SGA helped lead his team after that Game 1, where we were trying to wonder, well, is SGA losing a little bit of performance? Because he wasn't the same SGA that we are used to seeing, right? So, again, we've had back and forth. We've had X Factors. We've had unsung heroes from Alex Caruso to Stephon Castle, Devin Vassell, Jalen Williams, Jared McCain, Chet Holmgren, the list, De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes getting look, Keldon Johnson. The list goes on and on. There have been a couple people who've been getting a bucket. But y'all may be wondering, okay, well, Trey, you're doing a lot of rambling. Who you got for Game 7? And ladies and gentlemen, this one is tough. I will say this. But I'm still leaning Spurs. Here's why I lean Spurs. I think they have enough makeup to get over the experience advantage that the Thunder do have. Keep in mind the Thunder are back-to-back champions, right? They went to a Game 7 in the finals just last season. I do think the Spurs have, I think Wemby's going to dominate, right? I think De'Aaron Fox is going to continue to show up from a playmaking standpoint, but also not turning the ball over as much. That's really key. The reason why the Spurs dominate, I did say last time, if Wemby gets 30 points, right, they win. That is true. That is true in every game that he's played in and they've won in this here conference finals. He has averaged over 30 points. Now, last Game 6, he does get 28 points. So, again, that's why I said averages 30 points. So, it's not just he has to get to 30. What's the main real reason why the Spurs win? Well, it's because they limit their turnovers, but also win the rebound battle. If you look at every game that the Spurs have won, they have either really dominated in the rebound game and at minimum was close-ish in the turnovers. Let's take Game 1, for example, right? The Spurs out-rebounded OKC, 61 rebounds to 40, favoring the Spurs. The rebounds, the turnovers, 23 turnovers to 15. The Thunder had 15, Spurs had 23. Every game, again, if it's a lopsided rebound advantage, every game that the Spurs have won, they have been relatively close or ahead of the Thunder in rebounds, meaning they had lower turnovers and a higher count of rebounds. That's what they need. But again, in these games, Victor Wembanyama still gives you 30 points, averaging. So that one still needs to hold true. He also needs to get close to double-digit rebounds. I think he's had 6 rebounds in the game. Can't cut it. I can't even say 8 will cut it, honestly. You're going to need to rebound the ball at quite an alarming rate. Because keep in mind, too, you are the tallest person on the floor. Like, even though you might even get boxed out a little bit, double teamed a little bit, I still need to see 10 rebounds from you, Champ. I get you, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, they're out there, they're 7-footers themselves, they're mobile. You're better than them personally. So I need to see that from Wemby. Now, on the flip side, though, because again, I told y'all, the turnovers and rebounds have to lean the Spurs' way. Because respectfully, the Thunder are actually the more skilled team right now, which is scary to think about when thinking of the future. But that's what I'm looking at. So for the Thunder, SGA 1, you have to give us an efficient game, right? We need to see that. Although game 7s can be a little muddy, so I get you if the numbers aren't there efficiently wise. But at least continue to get to the basket, attack, get to the free throw line, which is something that people overly criticize him for doing. But one thing that we got to pay attention to is the fact that SGA has actually been giving us pretty good numbers when we're talking about assisting wise. He's been doing pretty well. Like the first game, 12. Next game, 9. Next game, 12. Next game, 7. Next game, 9. Game 6, only 4 assists. So if you're noting anything, not only is SGA scoring, right, because he got 24 points inefficiently game 1, but still is 24 points. Game 2, 30. Next one, 26. After that, 19, then 32. He's been giving, at minimum, about close to 20 a game outside of the last game where he gets 16. And this is somebody who even broke Wilt Chamberlain's record of average of scoring 20 points in consecutive games. That's pretty spectacular. So he's going to have to continue that. He's going to have to continue getting a bucket as well as playmaking. But also, the turnovers have been rather low. Like outside of what was this? Game 5 where he had 9 assists, 6 turnovers, but 32 points. We can excuse that. It's been a solid assist to turnover ratio. That's got to keep going. That has to keep going. Again, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 2 stars from both teams, right? Will we get a Jalen Williams back? Because that also factors in. A.J. Mitchell, will he return? They had some hamstring injuries, if I'm not mistaken. So that could be a little troublesome for sure. So could the Thunder be hampered a little bit? Very possible, which also helps out the Spurs. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I lean the Spurs. I genuinely do. But could the Thunder win? You damn Skippy. Like let's call a spade a spade. Either team could in fact blow out the other team. The thing that does it for me, one, the possible injuries, right? Because Jalen Williams, A.J. Mitchell, they're probably going to be hampered on the court, even if they play. Like that could possibly hurt the Thunder. Now, they do have the experience, and you only need 1 game now, but still, the Thunder's experience could give them a little edge, especially early on. Now, the coaching battle, it's been a good one, I can't lie to y'all. And I can just see, even though the Thunder have actually won back-to-back games in this series, they're the only team to do so. I think the Spurs will eventually get that back-to-back game this game, and go on to face the Knicks in the finals. Again, I need to see Wemby get close to 30, give me double-digit rebounds. I need SGA giving me about 25 to 30 and continuing to give quality assist-to-turnover ratio. We also need to see their others step up. So when I'm looking at a De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, I need y'all to step up once again, fellas. Also a Harrison Barnes and a Keldon Johnson. We need y'all to be X factors in these sorts of games because the pressure is going to be on the young guns. Let's get some of the vets to help out too. And Harrison Barnes is no slouch. He's been quality. I'll give him that. And especially this season, he's been quality. Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year. Y'all need to show up now for Game 7 especially. And on the other side, the Thunder, Chet and Isaiah. Y'all can't be looking like punks like y'all have been the last couple games now. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. This series. Because there were about 2 games where I was like, all right, I can work with this. Y'all need to get back to them 2 games where I was like, all right, we can work with this. Because then you guys are on a different stratosphere. Still beatable, but a little different stratosphere. Jared McCain, Caruso, like AJ Mitchell, if he plays, but if he doesn't, Casey Wallace, I'm looking at you. I'm still looking at you, Casey. But y'all need to be able to show up too, because this team is called a deep team. These are considered two of the deepest teams in the NBA. This is now the time to showcase this. You're not going to showcase it during the Knicks series. I promise you on that much. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very looking forward to seeing this game commence. It should be a good one. You know I love myself a good old Game 7. I'm not going to be surprised if either team wins. I almost won't be surprised if either team wins in a blowout. I'll be disappointed. I like a good close game. But again, I can understand whoever wins. I just lean the Spurs when I think who's going to win. And again, it's because out of both teams, one, the injuries favoring the Thunder right now. Then that could hamper you all. But two, they arguably have the best player, the most physically imposing player in Victor Wembanyama. So, yes, I know I talked about his scoring. I know I talked about his rebounding. Defensively, that's where he has his biggest impact personally. So if we can make sure that holds true, plus they limit the turnovers, which because of De'Aaron Fox, I think that is doable because now him and Stephon Castle don't have to turn the ball over as much. More so, the pressure is not on Stephon Castle. Dylan Harper, I don't expect to turn the ball over an obscene amount. Could he? Sure, he's young. But because you got De'Aaron Fox in there, Stephon Castle as a secondary playmaker, I think it works out. And again, a pick and roll action between De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama is pretty stout. I can't lie to you. Like, De'Aaron Fox doesn't have to get a bucket all the time. I would like for him to, especially when we're talking about future-wise. He's going to have to start scoring some buckets now, for sure. Because if not, people are going to wonder why we got Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper more so Dylan coming off the bench. When De'Aaron's the shorter guard, you can be more defensive-oriented without De'Aaron. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are conversations that I don't want De'Aaron to have to go through. So I would love to see him get a bucket a little bit more, but more specifically, limit the team's turnovers if possible. And then on the rebound front, that's why I'm expecting Wemby to do what he does. And I think those are doable, personally. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm curious, who do you all have winning the Game 7? Between the Spurs and the Thunder. It's going to be game on Saturday now. So we got some time. And like I said, right now I'm leaning the Spurs. Do you all agree? Do you disagree? Comment below. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that does conclude the end of the episode. So please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell anyone who's anyone about the show. My name is Trey. I'm the host of Get a Bucket. I hope you are all having a good one. Take care.